information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Coming soon to Constructive Talk Network, Critical Thinkers. It's a youth show with a youth perspective on current affairs and issues in Trinidad and Tobago. Critical Thinkers, youth perspective on Constructive Talk.
Yak and Friends proudly presents Yhuru 8. Join us on Saturday, July 25th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the City Hall Auditorium, Harris Promenade in San Fernando. This year's celebration is held in honor of Mr. Anthony Kamiziong as we continue strengthening our African ties through culture, unity, and heritage. Experience an unforgettable evening of African dance, powerful drumming, cultural expression, and great food. Early bird tickets are $350 admits 2 and $200 admits 1. Come dressed in your finest African attire for a chance to win Best Dressed Male and Female. Celebrate African culture. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate Yhuru 8. For tickets, contact 684-1792 or ticket outlet at Something Special with Finishing Touch at Ritz Plaza, number 25, St. James Street in San Fernando.
Not by might, not by power, but the Spirit, says the Lord. They may come against me, but my strength has become my song. And by your power, you parted the sea. Lift the scales from my eyes, I can see. Oh Yahweh, you're so holy. You have helped me in my story. Oh Yahweh, hope of nations, you've become my salvation. Yeah. Oh, not by might,
not by might, not by power, but the Spirit, says the Lord. They may come against me, but my strength has become my song. And by your power, you parted the sea.
Oh, Yahweh, you're so holy. You have helped me in my story. Oh, Yahweh, Yahweh, hope of nations. You become my salvation. Oh, Yahweh, you're so holy. You've helped me in my story. Oh, Yahweh, hope of nations. You become my salvation. Come on, all over here, just lift your hands and exalt him as mighty King this morning. Say, mighty King, faithful one, you are holy, God Almighty. In Yahweh, we make our boast. You give us victory over our enemies. Oh, mighty King, faithful one, you are holy, God Almighty. Yahweh, we make our boast. For you give us victory over our enemies. Oh, mighty King, faithful one, you are holy, God Almighty. In Yahweh, we will make our boast. You give us victory over our enemies. By your power, you parted the sea. Lift the scales from my eyes, I can see. Oh, Yahweh, you're so holy, Lord. You have helped me in my story. Oh, Yahweh, you are.
Oh gosh. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, everybody. I'll make sure to put it back too loud. Hey, yeah, you know what I'm laughing at? I can tell you what I'm laughing at. I can tell you. I'm going to tell you what I'm laughing at now. We're supposed to say good evening to everybody who is on the line. Good evening, Lauren. Good evening, Miss Couttier. How you going? You all right? Yeah, Lauren, see. When I see this singing, you see nobody. What going on there?
We here to talk.
We here to talk. It's not a talk going on there. And you see him singing. Hey, I'm sure Lauren is not the only person who does say that. But what going on? Pastor Google. It's not that singing. What going on? Start the show.
It's constructive talk. Hey.
It's talk. It's not music. If we come for music, if we wanted music, we'd go on a radio station. We come here because we want to hear talk. That is what it is happening there, though. Good evening, Lauren. I hope all is well. Yeah, Miss Couttier not easy and all there. Miss Couttier is not easy. Miss Couttier call and say, I am not seeing or hearing or talking. I ain't seeing people singing. Okay? I see people singing. Me ain't no talk. All right, Miss Couttier, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. What she saying there? I'm sure she sent a message there. What she say? She said, tell Google to start the show and leave me alone. Hey. Anyway. Good evening, Mr. Couttier. How are you?
Hey, Good evening, Pastor Google.
Come on, talk in the mic. I ain't going to that to your wife to boof me and tell me, oh, I ain't no husband.
Good evening. Good evening to our listeners. Good evening to all the constructive talk listeners throughout Trinidad and Tobago and all over the world, because I know constructive talk is international.
You sure about that?
Positive.
How sure are you?
100% sure. You want to test
Okay.
you want to test the waters, or? You don't need to, because I am sure. Just see it. Right?
Someone there that feel it doubting.
No, I'm telling you.
It's only 108 idea.
Right, I'm telling you.
190. And only he say the powers is strong. We're not international. Someone I feel that's what trying to say earlier. We're not international. You always say that international, he was doubting it. Were you doubting? I feel you doubting. Let me take some calls some outside Trinidad and Tobago. If you're outside of Trinidad and Tobago in New York, Canada, the UK,
they're probably feeling cold right now, so they're not on.
they're not on.
Yeah,
What's they really believing not on?
They're feeling cold right now. They're under the
Only
blankets
the man
and stuff.
believe that then only not on. Only calling and pay many place.
They're under the blankets and stuff.
Only calling this councillor from Mon Repos Navet.
Summer is approaching, but it's still a little chilly there.
Only this councillor from Mon Repos Navet is very disrespectful.
Hey.
And I want to call in and let him know that, hey, we listen to Pastor Google all the way from New York, Canada, UK, all over the world.
Dubai? Are you from Dubai too? You know from Dubai?
Just now, wait.
India?
Just now. Wait. Yeah. Hey, I don't have anything to prove, nah.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't have the proof, man.
I hear you, sir.
Yes.
I hear you.
But it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I haven't been here and
I needed to come up a little bit on the mic.
haven't-
We'll up your channel because I don't want your wife. Wheel up your chair a little bit, please. Pull up your chair a little bit. Pull up your chair. Wheel up the chair.
Wheel and come in.
Wheel and come in. Come in some more.
Come in some more?
Yes.
With his mic up, right up.
Yeah,
there.
what if mic right up? I don't want your wife to say.
Hey. No, she gonna say nothing. She gonna say nothing.
Yes, she will say that I don't, and she's not hearing you. She wasn't hearing you properly.
Yeah. So as I said before, it has been a while since I
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
So New Jersey calling now because he said that how it have nobody from New York listening or out of Trinidad and Tobago listening.
Welcome, New Jersey. Good to know that New Jersey is locked on and listening. Just one person from New Jersey.
Wow.
Just one. Uno.
Only this man disrespectful.
One person, pastor.
Only this man disrespectful. New Jersey.
New Jersey could do better than that, man. They can represent better than that.
Could somebody from America call in and put this man in his place and let him know that you all always listening to constructive talk?
I never said they're not listening. I just say one person right now is on from New Jersey. That's all.
All right, sir.
I would have expected more.
All right. Okay.
That's all.
All right. Cool.
I guess constructive criticism.
Okay.
We're on constructive talk, you know.
All right. All right, sir. All right. Well, welcome again, Mr. Couttier, to
Hi.
Constructive Talk, where
And thank you.
we deal with current affairs issues and things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Good things, not so good things.
Not so good things. I usually deal with good things, just letting you know. Only good things I deal with.
Well, we were dealing with the death of the little baby.
Well, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what I tell you. We deal with everything on this platform. Everything. All right. So again, welcome. And you are here this evening to let us know about some good things that are happening in San Fernando, Mon Repos to be exact.
Mon Repos Navet when we talking Nigel Couttier.
Say that again?
Mon Repos Navet. Yeah, we need to get it right. I can't leave out the rest of Mon Repos.
Okay.
It's like Bonnie and Clyde, you know. They
Okay.
go hand in hand.
Okay.
Nigel Couttier, Mon Repos Navet.
Okay.
Yeah, we all bind and locked in together.
Okay.
Just saying.
So, I have been traversing the streets of San Fernando. There are times when I do pass through Mon Repos, and I've been seeing some positive things happening by the buildings. Well, first to begin, before we even talk about that, we want to talk about the event that you had for the Easter.
Event or events?
Okay. Well, correct me now.
Events, which my pastor going to have a hard time with me this evening.
Talk to me.
Gosh.
What happened over the Easter?
Well, I know you now adjust your mic and stuff. So all the listeners, first and foremost, I want to say a special good evening to each and every one from wherever you sit at this point in time. New Jersey, New York, UK,
New York, yeah, Brooklyn, locked on.
Brooklyn.
So you have New Jersey.
Good night.
New York.
You have
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house.
Yeah.
We're hitting Dubai yet. So good evening to every one of you all.
You're playing fast.
And thank you all so much.
Somebody else again, come on, from listening from New York. New Jersey, actually. Another New Jerseyan.
Nice. That's what I like to say. Represent all the foreign listeners. Right?
So tell us, what happened over the Easter weekend?
Well, over the Easter weekend, what I would have done is I would have continued, because it's something I started some years ago with regards to Easter events taking place in Mon Repos, Navet. And the tagline was, we have the city lock. And actually, we have the city lock.
Okay.
Right? It's because I am probably the only councilor, probably in the entire South, as far as I'm aware of. If I don't know, well, if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. But as far as I'm aware, hosted several events throughout the Easter weekend. And it started from Good Friday.
What happened from Good Friday?
Good Friday, we had a windball cricket tournament.
Windball cricket tournament?
Yes, windball cricket tournament. Good Friday.
Okay.
That started about 2 p.m. and it ended anyway probably around 11 p.m. the night. Right? It was well attended. We had about 6 teams participated in this event. And of course, we had hundreds of persons coming out from the community and surrounding communities and supporting. But what was really good about this, we had vendors, persons from the community who partake in this event. They came out and they played a trade basically, and they would have been able to generate some sort of income.
My girl was there?
Which one? Which
Giovanna.
Giovanna, you mean? No, she wasn't there.
Why? Giovanna just said she nice little corn soup and...
Apollory.
Yeah, boy.
She
didn't come out this year?
No, she didn't come out this year.
Maybe it's because of you.
Maybe because of me, she did right through.
Okay, all right.
Probably because of choice. She probably had other things going on. Right? But nevertheless, the event came off well. It was successful, as per usual. And then, well, fast forward to Glorious Saturday. Glorious Saturday, we had a football tournament, small goal football tournament. That started about 2 p.m. as well, with an under 11 competition first.
Right.
And then about 7 p.m. we started with the 12 and over competition.
When you say 12 and over, what do you
mean?
The
teams 12 and over.
Okay.
The players 12 and over. Right? You don't want to mix the younger ones with the older ones. You want to have it, because remember, it's 11 and under. They're much younger. You're not going to put them to compete with teenagers or young adults, as the case may be. Right? So we had about 8 teams that finished with 8 senior teams that talking about in the 12 and over. And that finished about 1:30 a.m. Sunday morning.
Okay.
Also, very well attended. And, well, that was a hit. That was really, really good. Well, both actually. The cricket was fun, was entertaining. It was amazing because the community, and the thing about these events is bringing the people together, bringing the community together, bringing the love, spreading that joy and togetherness, and everybody working together, because we would have partnered with different organizations or groups in the community. We brought them on board to be a part of the Easter weekend.
Right. Somebody from Orlando said good evening.
Good evening, Orlando. Good to have you.
Florida is locked on.
Florida in the house. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, just like, you know.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Boy.
No, you go ahead and talk now. While you talking, people from foreign just type in where you're looking at us from, because the councilor is saying that I don't have foreign listeners.
Listen, so all the international listeners, please just let us know what part of the globe you are at this point in time. Right. I definitely would like to know.
Beautiful.
So at least I could, shout you out and represent wherever you are at this point in time. So back to Mon Repos Navet. So we fast forwarded now. We finish Good Friday. We finish Glorious Saturday. So now we're on Easter Sunday.
Right.
So Easter Sunday we have a netball competition
Okay.
and a basketball competition.
Wow.
Taking place same time because the netball court is next to the basketball court. It's just separated by a fence.
Okay.
So we had both events taking place simultaneously, right? And of course, we had hundreds of persons out there. Vendors, again, they came out. They sell the drinks, they sell the polori, they sell the fries, the chicken, etc., the corn soup, the sauce. So the people in the community would have contributed towards the event by they coming and partaking, setting up, and guess what? I didn't charge anyone.
Okay.
I allow them because I know things are a little tough right now.
Yeah.
I said, listen, normally I will charge them at 200 or 300 to come and vendor the event. So at least it could help me offset some of the costs. But, you know, when my wife talked to me, she said, yes, I'm Lorraine. She said, Nigel, right now things tough. You know, let the people just come and whatever they make, at least let them keep it for now. Things tough. Everybody feeling it. And as I say, we just giving back. We find different ways
of
to
giving
give
back.
When I say we are talking, my wife and I are speaking about.
Right.
Right. We'll sit down, we'll discuss and come up with ideas on how to improve and make things better. But of course with her support. Right. So the Easter Sunday was 100% successful. That probably finished about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
In the morning.
Easter Monday morning. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was people. Listen, when I saw the turnout, I myself was overwhelmed. I couldn't.
Serious?
Yeah, and it was really amazing. Persons who there, they will tell you, people came out. They came out and they support. And then Easter Monday is for the kids. I say, okay, the Friday, Saturday, Sundays for more teenagers, young adults, the older adults. I say, Easter Monday is for the kids. So what I had Easter Monday is Fantasyland. Fantasyland is where I transformed the venue into water parks, slides, train rides, you know, things that you will see in Disney.
Right.
When you go Disney or you go, who familiar with Florida, you go Epcot or one of these different places, water park and all of these things.
Right.
So it's like a mini version
of those things.
Where we have the inflatable and all these huge slides, 40 feet high, 50 feet high and all kind of thing, train rides and stuff. And that was fantastic. Right. The children, they came out, they had a ball. As a matter of fact, they had a blast. It was really, really fun to see. It was entertaining. And they had a good time. They had an excellent time. So what more can I ask for? They came out, they enjoyed themselves in a safe environment. And when that was concluded, they went home to their homes safely. And I just say, thank you, Father, for
a safe one.
A safe and a successful
Yeah, because
Easter
those
weekend.
things, because those rides, nobody was injured.
Nothing like that.
People, they enjoy themselves.
They enjoy themselves.
Did any of the children tell you they wanted back next year?
Listen now, children, they want to go home.
And they wanted, if you could do that every weekend, they would have been glad.
And what I had an added feature to it. I add foam. So it was water
and foam. Wow.
And you could just picture those children jumping up in that foam. But actually, I just...
Well,
listen,
you jump up too?
I mean, I'm jumping up with the foam with the children.
That's what I know you just do.
How am I going to let them all those children have all that fun and I'm missing out?
Right.
My wife was just saying, yeah, what's going on with you? You know, you stay there, I going so. She said, where you going? I said, where I belong, with the children.
Wow.
And I went and we had a blast in the foam. We jump up. It was amazing.
Right. Right.
And then after, I couldn't wait to go because I was, was it. I was soaking wet, but outside of that, I was tired.
Right.
Physically, mentally, emotionally tired.
Wow.
Right? Because it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of resources, it takes a lot of commitment, dedication, love, and passion to do things. And the most important thing in all of this, you see heart?
Yeah.
You take a lot of heart. Because when you're doing things from your heart, God have a way, everything that just works
out
with regard to whatever challenge come your way. And that has been my journey with regards to everything in life. You put your heart into it, you put love, you put passion, and you will always rise above the rest. Yeah.
Well, that is important, and I'm glad that you're saying that, because we're going to come back and talk about another event that you're having, which speaks about just what you're talking there, heart.
Of course.
So we're going to take a break, we're going to come back, and when we come back, we're going to talk about an event that the Councilor is having coming up this Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703, and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
Yak and Friends proudly presents Yhuru 8. Join us on Saturday, July 25th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the City Hall Auditorium, Harris Promenade in San Fernando. This year's celebration is held in honor of Mr. Anthony Kamiziong as we continue strengthening our African ties through culture, unity, and heritage. Experience an unforgettable evening of African dance, powerful drumming, cultural expression, and great food. Early bird tickets are $350 admits 2 and $200 admits 1. Come dressed in your finest African attire for a chance to win Best Dressed Male and Female. Celebrate African culture. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate Yhuru 8. For tickets, contact 684-1792 or ticket outlet at Something Special with Finishing Touch at Ritz Plaza, number 25, St. James Street in San Fernando.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703, and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
All right. So we're back. And to those of you who are joining us on YouTube, I have with me the Councilor for Mon Repos, Navet, and Mr. Nigel Couttier. And before you shout out anybody here, let them know. Uncle Google, that'll shout out Uncle Google first. But wait, just now before you shout out anybody, I just want to remind people that you see I'm doing my back to school drive ad early, so that nobody can say why you doing it, why you start to advertise so late. I start to advertise on May, June, July, August. We have 3 months to get this thing right.
3 months, May, June, July, yeah.
Right?
August is to give out.
August is to give out. And seeing another the Councilor, yeah.
Yeah. I need
yeah, you need help.
I need help.
Because before you go to the program that we talk about, you are a councillor and you are aware of persons who would have lost their jobs. URP, CPEP, and forestry.
and so many other so many more other than just CPEP European forestry is so many more. Those are the main areas or the main.
How is it in your community, Mr. Couttier?
Difficult.
Be honest, talk to the people, because there are people who don't believe that you're working on that. Because I heard a political analyst, economist talking about this government put things in place to replace the jobs that was lost by URP, CPEP, and forestry and other jobs. He said that. He said that is why we could see this 0.8% growth in the economy, because people would have found back jobs.
Listen, while the government may put something in place to help some people, is not in a way that to compensate for the high number of persons who are unemployed currently. Right? That's all I will say with regards to that.
Well, how people face it, I wanted
What I could tell you in my community, I have a list, because everything I do or say is driven by data.
Right.
And I'm speaking facts, I have a list with over 300 persons in Mon Repos Navet who are unemployed currently, who seeking assistance with regards to employment. That's just over 300 persons. This is just one area. We're talking about Mon Repos Navet.
That's just Mon Repos Navet. Plus, you have people in Couttier.
Well, Mon Repos Navet form a part of Couttier.
Right.
Right? It's just a small portion of the city.
Right.
The city is made up of 9 electoral districts.
Right.
To make up the city, and Mon Repos Navet is one district. One electoral district. And the list, and I don't have everybody on that list. Right? I don't have everybody on that, but currently my list is 300. I don't have the total number, in my head offhand, but I know it's 300 and something. It could be 368 or somewhere around there. But yeah, don't quote me with the total figures.
So what I really want to know from you is how people coping, Nigel.
But coping, people not coping, people are frustrated. People, listen, if I put my phone now and show you, I will show you probably about 3 or 2. I wouldn't say it. Let me watch this is my WhatsApp messages. How many messages you see there?
2,677.
And I put it as people looking for employment. Most of the messages are persons looking for employment. That's how real it is. I said I didn't call the figure. I show it to you for you to call it out. Persons looking for employment. Persons who have children who haven't even attended school. They don't have supplies. People who don't have things to cook in the house. They don't have groceries. Some people cannot pay the basic utility bills, which is light bill. The basic of all basic. We're talking internet and things. We're talking about light bill, utilities, light, water. Yes, internet is also utilities. We're talking about the basic for people to have a little light in the home, a little TV if they can't afford it. Things are really tough. It is tough. Things are really, really difficult. And people will say, well, you're doing all this thing. You're doing this and you're doing that. And you could do this instead. But guess what? This is the only opportunity you have when these people or children have, or even the teenagers or sometimes adults have in the community to come out and free up themselves in a safe environment. That's why I just put my heart into everything I do, because I understand this. I come from this. That's what I came from. I came from the ground. I came from poor home, grew up in the same way, understanding what these people go through. I can relate to it. This is who I am. I might sit in a different seat with a title attached to my name, but title don't make people, People make title. If you take away my title today or tomorrow, I could do the exact same thing. I don't need a title or a position to do what I'm doing for the people, But the struggle is real outside there. And when we look at crime and all that taking place, all these things are domino effect of poverty, You're talking about people turning to crime. People hungry, people starving, they don't know what to do, they're frustrated. And the cost of living is so high They're already unemployed, and even if someone assists them with whatever little change, what you could do with that? You can't live with that. And you know the sad thing about it? People reach out to me and they will say, Councilor, I don't want no handout, I want an opportunity to earn my income. People not looking for handout. People, when you come and hand them and give them they don't want that. They want to be independent. They don't care how small the money is. They are willing and able to go out there and work for it. They're willing to work for it for themselves because they want their independence. That is as real as it gets. People feel they're free to say otherwise, but I'm telling you what is taking place in my electoral district. And the struggles of the people. Yes, it have some who better off than the other. Not everybody going through the same thing. But I'm speaking specifically about the people who are unemployed and looking for opportunity. Yes, we could sit here and see, well, some of them not qualify, and some of them do have this, and some of them do have that. Who are we to judge anyone? The people was working the little CPEP, the little URP, wherever, and they were living. They were living. They wouldn't have to turn to anyone for no handout or no hamper to survive. They were finding ways and managing their resources as best as they can to survive.
So, Mr. Couttier, what you're saying to me is that the reality of it is, even though I do not book drive for persons to send their children back to school, I'm sitting here. You could tell me if I'm wrong, and you're saying that there are persons who, they do a handout. It's not a handout they want jobs.
Yes, they want jobs.
But in the interim, you also said that there are persons who don't know where the next meal coming from.
That's right.
So in that, I am sitting here and I'm thinking that, you know what, Google? From time to time, like once a month, do a hamper drive.
By people.
Do a hamper drive, and I could work with you, and you know who are the CPEP workers.
But not even CPEP workers, overall persons who are unemployed. Because let me tell you something, it's not just CPEP workers home, not just URP workers home, It's businesses closing down. Over 200 and something bars closed down within the last year. And that's
we were
facts.
we were just listening the news earlier on, and we heard where Express
laying off people.
Sending home people.
Everywhere you turn, persons are going home. Businesses are closing down. Businesses right now just fighting to survive. They could barely keep their head above water right now. So if businesses have to survive, if they have to survive, they have to restructure. And the first thing in restructuring is sending home staff. I don't know anyone who's hiring right now. Probably the only thing might be security. Because people looking to put additional security, whether it's their home or their little business they have, that's probably the only thing. I could be wrong. But when you talk, and I'm talking about this thing because I'm passionate about it, because it's really difficult knowing that so many people reaching out for help, crying out for help, and there's so little you can do to help them.
Wow.
And this is just persons at the lower level, at the spectrum. It have who were middle class then are now lower middle or lower class. So it's either you're upper class or you're lower class. There's no middle class.
Wow.
And even though you're lower class or working class, listen, you're seeing hell. Anybody free to call it and say otherwise, but I'm telling you facts. This is not about politics, it's about what is taking place right now in my electoral district and probably the wider Trinidad and Tobago. Right?
But
so,
if you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Tanku or talk to someone of them, let me see you're in a back room. Mm-hmm. Nobody is seeing you, nobody not hearing you. You and Tanku alone in a room. What did you say to him?
I say, good Lord, oh God, help the working class. Put some system in place. If you need to restructure something and you say it's this or that is the problem, don't let the workers suffer the fate. Put something in place for the people. Because let me tell you something, you can't fix crime if poverty is on the rise, There's nothing you could do to fix crime. Crime stems from poverty. So all we talking about crime is out of control, housebreaking this, and no, I'm not saying or encouraging anybody to turn to crime. But what I'm saying, crime stems from poverty. Yes, you also have the ones who just plain miserable and they will do whatever they have to do. But when people have children, or they have to live and they have nothing, they will try to find ways to survive. I'm not saying crime is the way you should turn or the avenue you should turn to. However, if we put measures in place and say, listen, these are all the measures we put in place, these are the programs in place to help persons, you cannot say that there's no opportunity. But right now you can say there's no opportunity. Because if there's no opportunity, what are you asking the people to do? That's what I'm saying. What you want them to do.
Wow.
And this is as real as it gets.
Yeah, because you are facing the people.
I face it, I live it, I see it, I know it.
You have your office days where people will come.
People come into my office every single day. I have a walk-in policy. You don't need no appointment to come and see me.
Wow.
You can come and see me anytime. I mean, sometimes I'm in and out. It doesn't matter. You come from any area, it does not matter. It's about people. It's not about UNC person or PNM person or person from my area, not this area. Wherever you come from, I will see you. I have an open door policy. But at the end of the day, seeing all these people is one thing. How can you help them is a different story. And we always have to find ways to help people because that is what we are there for, to improve the lives of the ordinary citizen. So we have to be creative. We have to be resourceful. I am one of them who are very resourceful and I find ways to get things done. But can I do this all the time? Of course not.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right? So that's just my 2 cents on all of this.
But I am glad that you're saying it because, you see, out of sight, out of mind. That's what I'm saying. Because it is not being discussed. Unemployment and people facing hard times. And because remember, every day is a different topic in this country, you know.
Pastor Google, you see, people getting tied up with social media and all the distraction. And while all that distraction going on with this and that and the other, you see the small man still seeing trouble, you know. All them things are helping the small man, you know. You see all that distraction, the small man still seeing trouble, you know. All the programs, the youth programs the government had in place, they no longer exist, you know. You understand what I'm saying? So what you want young people to do? What opportunities are available for them at this point in time? The people who not employed, what you want them to do? What opportunities? Where they go in? The grocery laying off. Everywhere laying off people. Companies closing down. This is not old talk or small talk, you know. This is facts. The data is there to show. And we can't say in one breath we love people, but in the other breath we sending them home to go and sit down and tell them that they eat crab and dumpling and all kind of nonsense. We're not serious as a people. We're not serious as a country. Because if we were serious as a people, we find ways, we put systems in place to help the people. Not UNC people, PNM people, but all the people. Because these are the people who fighting to survive. And some of them going about their life, doing the right thing as they should. But there's only so much one person can take. The pressure is mounting daily. Persons are crying out for help. They're crying out because they need support, whether it's social, they need social assistance. They need some kind of intervention. And all we're saying is help will come. And then you have NIS on the rise, salary remains the same. Who getting back pay, who not getting, who getting increase, who not. What is this? Where's the balance? It must have some balance. And that is what is missing currently. But after I talk and finish up here and leave from here, the lower class, working class still have to face their daily challenges every single day. Nothing has changed. And I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel anytime soon. And you know the first thing they're going to say? Crime. And they like to use this saying, well, it's only the black man committing crime. And it may very well be true. But my point is, where are the opportunities? And I'm not saying that is true. I just say people may say it may very well be true. But where are the opportunities so persons could take a different angle or different direction? Where are the role models? All these different churches, interreligious persons, where are them? The union, where are them? The union supposed to be fighting for the people and the workers. The union like it don't even exist. Everybody now fighting for themselves. Everybody's seen about it's about me, not me, They're seen about themselves. Union long time used to be fighting, beating the road, beating the pavement, fighting for the working class, the lower class. Right now, it is like the earth stood still. The unions don't even exist.
Wow.
Workers home, mothers, single mothers, parents are home. Children have no opportunities. Children don't even have books. They don't know where the next meal coming from. And everybody quiet. If the shoes was on the other side of the foot, on the other side, oh my God, they're beating, they're crying, they're bringing down lightning and brimstone, thunder and lightning. Think bad. No, they call so much bad things. Things really bad now.
Yeah.
And they're not saying anything.
Wow.
And all people focusing on the political leader, Penelope Beckles, Honorable Penelope Beckles. Talk to this one. We're going on in Senate. We're going on in Parliament. Once that whole talk. Who cares about that? I don't.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, you're hearing it, people feeling it out there. And as a councillor, he has to find ways, measures, means to try to assist people. And,
It's real.
It is real. So, you're having an event coming up on Saturday. And I want you to just highlight it and touch on it for people to be aware of how you continue to reach out to your community and touch the hearts of the people in your community.
Well, before I go into the event taking place on Saturday, I must say hello to my daughter. You see Danielle? She said, tell Uncle Google, don't forget her. You see Danielle, I want to say a special good night to my daughter. She's locked on. She's listening. Danielle, sweetie, we love you. And Pastor Google whisper in my ear sometime earlier back, something about some bread, something. I just said, I just giving you a little hint. Right, I will leave that there for now. So we speak on Saturday. This Saturday, what I started a few years ago by telling myself I'm doing things for all ages except the elderly in the community now. And I say, listen, I must do something for the elderly. So 3 years ago, I started a senior citizen function. It started in Mon Repos Community Center. And we would have outgrown the community center. So we had City Hall in San Fernando. And it was well attended. It was just about 200 persons. Not much, just about 200 persons because that's as much as the place could hold. And this year, it's even bigger and better because it's taking it to our next level. We improve, we evolve, and we grow. And it's all about me giving back to the elderly. Remember, the elderly are the ones who pave the way for where we are today.
Right.
And sometimes we tend to forget them and treat them badly or push them to the side and forget they don't exist. Because the elderly, they are not going out to no party. They're not coming out in the night or anything. They're just home and they stay home in their homes, in the comfort of their homes, watch a little TV, listen a little radio, and enjoy. But I am treating them, and I can only treat a certain amount, so I can't treat everybody, to an evening or afternoon of fun, entertainment, love, care, excitement, right? I put all that in a nice package, together with class and elegance at its best. But of course, the Councilor for Mon Repos Navet.
Yes.
Right? They come out and have an evening of their time. And this is something going on 3 years now. This is the third year. And oh my gosh, it's oversubscribed at this point in time.
Really? Serious?
I think I have to look for a bigger venue next year.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. I have to look for a bigger venue next year because City Hall, we outgrow City Hall. I'm telling you, we outgrow City Hall. City Hall is too small. It's too small.
Wow.
It's too small. I'm not lying to tell you, it's too small.
So this is so normally you would give awards on that day.
Yeah, normally I will give awards. This year, I'm not giving no set of awards this year. Probably just two. I think I have about 2 persons to give awards. They weren't present last year. They were out of the country. So they will receive the awards this year.
Okay.
Right? But my focus this year is not too much the awards. My focus this year is just treating the elderly with love, care, and give them that attention and just give them that entertainment that they so deserve. So for me, it's not even about me. It's about them. I am just the avenue being used to bring it to them.
Okay.
And if I have to do it over, I will do it over and over and over again because it's something I love and I enjoy.
Wow. So it's closed off.
Yeah, it's closed off.
All right.
I have no more room.
I seen people on the live asking.
Hey, have no more room. Listen,
I want to be in that on Saturday. Well, sorry, it has closed off, and it is really for persons from the Mon Repos Navet area.
Well, what I will do, since you have people on your live, what I will do, Google, I just make up things when I go along. I just come unprepared. What you could do, we will stream it live.
Yes.
We'll stream it live on your platform.
Yes.
So the people could see what I'm talking about. Don't just take my word for it. Let the people see for themselves what I'm talking about. So I'm inviting you to be there on Saturday. We're going to stream it live.
All right. So you all hear that?
We're going to stream it live.
So to the person who wanted to be there, but unfortunately, we don't have any room.
Yes.
We don't have
And even though the person's abroad, listen, we're going to show you how we do things in Mon Repos Navet. We do things with class and of very, very high standard. We are very organized. We don't leave room for errors or mistakes. It's perfection at its best. We keep it very tight.
Right.
And it's all about fun.
Beautiful.
It's nothing too uptight. So yes, people could dress up and come out and sing, but it's not to say we're in the military, We want the seniors to come out and free up themselves and have a good evening. It's about them. However they choose to
enjoy themselves,
that's up to them.
Beautiful. You want to let all the bar at least who are the entertainers?
Well, I can tell you one person who will not be there. And our prayers goes out to him because this is someone who always at my event as Oscar B.
Yeah, boy.
Oscar B been performing at my event from day one at my senior citizen event.
Right.
And is someone who looks forward to it. And I remember his last performance last year. He said, Nigel, I will be at your event this year,
Wow.
And I remember trying to get on to him and couldn't get on to him.
Then you found out about what happened.
Correct. So prayers, love, well wishes, everything goes out to Oscar B, and we hope he have a speedy recovery and he pull through with this, because guess what? That's one of our legends and someone in the business who has excelled exceptionally.
Yeah, exceptionally. We have a call on the line. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, ma'am.
Evening to the guest,
Hi.
Mr. Couttier.
Good evening.
Actually, what I'm calling for is that I observe on the chat that the person who asks to be included, the person who wants to perform, they offering the service to perform. Check the chat good. That's what the person is saying.
Oh, they want to perform.
Yeah, the person who is asking to be included, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go through it.
Yeah, that's what I observed.
We will see what.
And I wish all the success to you. I wish all the success to your event.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Right, so.
All right, so the person who want to perform, you can call 464647003.
Right. So, what I can tell you, one of the entertainers, we have I can't give you all.
No, just give me all. Just give me one.
One, Ansel Valley.
Okay.
I can give you two.
Yeah.
Sean Walters on saxophone.
Oh, Sean. I know Sean. I know Sean. I know Sean, a little fella. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Take this call here. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I am the person. So.
Oh.
Okay. Right?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Who's the person?
All right. So I'll tell you who's the person when you finish.
All right.
All right. And you can contact them and ask them.
Definitely. It's not a person. Anybody who reach out and could definitely give support, because trust me, it's putting something like this together. It takes a lot, and sometimes we just try to change up things a bit. And I always trying to change up things. I always do and always try and continue to. Right? So make sure and give me that information.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Right?
All right. So I saw some people trying to call in to talk to you. So we can take about I'll let you go home to Danelle. I will let you go home to Danelle early tonight.
Danelle, so Pastor Google have me here. I'm just letting you know, so you know his number. You can call him. You see this drama thing you put me in with Danelle. All right. Feel free to call.
So you could call in now 464-7003, 464-7003, 464-7003.
Don't wait till I leave and then I'll call in. Call while I'm here.
No.
Because the first opportunity to bust out a God,
Right. So if we don't call now, Mr. Couttier is going to believe that nobody wants to speak with him about the event. Nobody wants to speak to him.
Anything. You can ask me anything. You don't even have to be about the event.
Yeah,
I'm
it could
open.
be about the community and how things will. So only get cut in all the budget. How is that going with you and
oh God, you take him down a lane I don't want to go,
All right.
Yeah,
Well, you just say anything.
I'm trying to keep it off the hardcore politics and that.
All right,
I want to go into the politics too much.
Okay. All right.
I want to keep it positive.
All right. So let me leave it. We will come back. You will come back and talk about that.
Yeah. We'll come another time. I'll come back and talk about the hardcore politics. I just want to keep it positive. I'll give my 2 cents on the challenges with persons in the community. Right.
And there are challenges.
There are a lot, but we don't discuss that, so I want to keep it off and keep it positive. I like the positive energy, the positive vibes, and right now I'm excited about Saturday.
What time Saturday is the event?
The event starts at 2.
2 o'clock.
And expected to finish probably about 7.
No, it finished at 8.
No, it's elderly, so we want them to reach home. To their homes, we want them to reach to their homes safely and early enough. Because we may have 1 or 2 of them who might be traveling, and we don't want to keep them late. Even though it may have some of them who doesn't want to go home.
Thank you. So that's why I'm not taking you on with that. The last time I was there, people still want to do.
Hey, I left.
Okay.
I left them there. They didn't want to go home.
Okay then.
They were cleaning up and packing up, and people just didn't want to go home.
Thank you.
So I said, listen, everybody have a good night. I need to go home. I am really, really tired. I need to go home.
So someone is saying, Mr. Nigel, I love the work you do in your area I am from Mover.
Oh, thank you, Mova. Love in the house. Thank you so much.
So don't say nobody in
And just listen.
getting your love on this platform.
Wonderful. And it have, while I continue to do work, it have things. I am very creative. I think outside the box. I will do things different from the ordinary person. And with my area that I represent, I put a lot of love and heart into it. And come Friday, you will see what I mean about love and heart.
Right.
I am taking it to a different level.
And Constructive Talk will be getting the information and putting it on the YouTube platform.
Sure, I'm taking it where the air is thin.
So if you're from Mon Repos,
stay tuned.
Right, stay tuned on Mr. Coutier's Facebook page.
I'm going to send the info to you. So listen, when is the next show? Friday night? When is the next show?
Friday.
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? But it's Friday.
Yeah, well, they will see it. Don't worry.
So if you're on Mon Repos, just drive through. You just drive through and you will know what I'm talking about. Just drive through. The word will get out and you will know. Right? Definitely.
So Mr. Couttier, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on Constructive Talk.
Sure. What's the time by?
You see, I ain't treat you bad.
Time is fly by.
An hour. I keep you for an hour.
You were lucky to get me for an hour.
Right.
My wife will be quarreling because I left home since probably 6:30 this morning.
Wow.
She could say, oh my God. She said, why we just don't get a place, a house in Mon Repos? You always in Mon Repos. Whole day in Mon Repos. Whole night in Mon Repos. Somebody told me the other day, this way of close off. Somebody say, Nigel, you think the people appreciate what you're doing?
Yep, I think they are. Personally, I think they are. I don't know why this caller is calling me on my personal phone when they have to call 464-7003. 464-7003. So, caller, you have to call 464-7003 to speak to Mr. Couttier. 464-7003.
Right? Call us back.
Yeah,
because
Mr. Couttier ready to ride.
Yeah, call me. Now you're waiting on the call. Call me.
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Caller, you are live.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Couttier.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I am great. You're with a great man of the TV man.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, that's excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I must say, thank you. Thank you for the support.
Your work and continue. But you're lucky for days for storming down us a storm that Saturday.
Praise the Lord, the day is done for storming.
Well, listen, you said storming. Thank you.
All right, thanks, caller.
Thank you so much, caller. My office staff they were calling. They have, because we try to not go with the same persons every year. We try to reach out to other persons. So one of my staff member, we went through the list and we called someone. And we're telling the persons, we have an event, so and so day, so and so time, etc., etc. The person say, yeah, nah, I heard about this event already. If I didn't get the invite, I was storming, so I wasn't taking you on.
Serious?
She said she was storming. I'm telling you, right? Listen, at this point in time, I don't know where we made a little error, or we made a little error because there's just a certain amount. And in our calculations, we went over. So I inform my staff, my team this afternoon. I was in a meeting just before I came across here. I said, listen, I need you to go through the list and call every single individual and see as best as you can to find out if they are attending. So at least we could know what numbers we playing with, because sometimes people say yes, they're coming and they just don't come for whatever reason, health reasons. They might have something might pop up, emergency. I mean, we can't tell if something will pop up Friday evening or Friday night, but we could try from now if anyone have a change in heart, change in mind, that kind of stuff. So see how best we could accommodate. That's what I say, it's oversubscribed at this point in time.
Wow.
And we are speaking about 200 persons. That's what we are speaking about right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, as I tell you, Google, anybody who knows me, when I'm doing something, I do it with a level of professionalism, and I take it very, very serious, because with the elderly especially, we have to put measures in place. There are persons who will be there. Some persons are visually impaired. There are persons on wheelchair. I mean, all the persons may not be 80 or 90s, and I'm just saying, some may not be able to move around. So we have to put measures in place to assist these persons. Right? We have ushers in place to assist wherever is needed in every way possible. Time you reach at the location, we we're so organized, you don't even need to open the door.
Beautiful.
We have persons there opening the door for you. As you enter, we have persons escorting you to your seat.
Right.
If you need something to eat, something to drink, we have persons roaming the floor to take care of you. There are persons who are diabetic. There are persons who may have other ailments. We have measures and systems in place to cater for every single one of them.
Beautiful.
Because the elderly are the most vulnerable.
Yes.
And if you can't take care of the elderly, well, then you shouldn't do anything.
Right.
We should treat them with respect.
Yes.
They contribute a lot to society.
Yes.
They pave the way for all of us. So at least, the least we could do, oh God, treat them with some respect and some love and care. At least once now.
Yes.
And that is where my heart is at this point in time.
Beautiful.
And who don't like it, they're free to sleep by it.
Beautiful. So, Mr. Couttier, again, let me thank you very much for being on the program, for sharing what you plan to do for the elderly and what you did for the young people for the Easter, and the continuous work that you are going to be continuing to do to make the lives of your burgesses in Mon Repos Navet comfortable and somewhat happy.
Google, or Pastor Google, let me tell you something before I go quickly. Last thing. Sometimes it's very challenging and difficult, because you will reach out to corporate Trinidad and business people to get support for these things. And I'm telling you, sometimes they don't give anything. They don't give. There are people who just don't give. They will operate in the community and they don't contribute to nothing positive in the community. Sometimes all they're doing is just take in. You will reach out and say, listen, you're having this event for these people. If you could, assist with something, why not? Listen, challenge is real, Wow. And it had nothing to do with the economy, because whether the economy good or bad is the same story. They don't. Some business people just don't give and they don't help. They don't. But I have to find ways, whether they give or they don't. I'm not going to let the senior citizens suffer because of them. I will do what I have to do and continue to do my best.
Yes.
Right? And I have the support of my family and my team.
Yes.
And we're moving forward with love.
All right.
So, Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world, it's a pleasure having you here. It was nice talking to you. I want to say thank you for having me, Pastor Google. And definitely, once people call for me, I will be here.
Beautiful. Thank you again, Mr. Couttier, for being a part of the first session of Constructive Talk.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703, and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
Yak and Friends proudly presents Yhuru 8. Join us on Saturday, July 25th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the City Hall Auditorium, Harris Promenade in San Fernando. This year's celebration is held in honor of Mr. Anthony Kamiziong as we continue strengthening our African ties through culture, unity, and heritage. Experience an unforgettable evening of African dance, powerful drumming, cultural expression, and great food. Early bird tickets are $350 admits 2 and $200 admits 1. Come dressed in your finest African attire for a chance to win Best Dressed Male and Female. Celebrate African culture. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate Yhuru 8. For tickets, contact 684-1792 or ticket outlet at Something Special with Finishing Touch at Ritz Plaza, number 25, St. James Street in San Fernando.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703 and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
Coming soon to Constructive Talk Network, Critical Thinkers. It's a youth show with a youth perspective on current affairs and issues in Trinidad and Tobago. Critical Thinkers, youth perspective on Constructive Talk.
Pig into a well, and within a short time 70 to 80 rats jumped into the well to eat it. In the beginning, everything seemed easy. The moment they saw food, they all rushed toward it. But after eating they realized that the walls of the well were so high and steep that getting out was almost impossible. Slowly the food ran out, hunger increased, and that same place turned into a battlefield. In the fight to survive, the rats turned on each other. They started killing and eating one another. And after some time only one rat was left in the well, its eyes red like blood. Then the farmer lowered a rope, pulled it out, and released it back into the fields. Did the farmer feel sympathy for it? Absolutely not. The farmer knew that this rat had now become addicted to eating its own kind, and would no longer eat grain. Instead, it would hunt other rats. And this is what divide and rule, or the divide trap, really is. The people sitting at the top never fight themselves. They simply create an environment where the people below keep fighting each other and destroying one another. Whenever two people fight each other, the benefit always goes to the third person, or to the one sitting behind everyone controlling the entire game. Understand this game, otherwise, you are all inside the well. Farmer threw.
Coming soon to Constructive Talk Network, Critical Thinkers. It's a youth show with a youth perspective on current affairs and issues in Trinidad and Tobago. Critical Thinkers, youth perspective on Constructive Talk.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703 and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
I started to run. When I scope out my country, I walk by a gun. Ole, cause that is what they promise we. A lot's going on in the sun. So I come here to bring wisdom, so we don't burn down. We lovely society. See, a new government has the assignment to put we country into alignment. But every time they read us with their ego, it's the vulnerable who feeling that below. Lord, is it ignorance or is it arrogance? I don't know what to call it in this instance. Look at paradise right in front we eyes, but we still want to talk about who we despise. Tell me where else can we go? If we start to mash up the good things we know. Tell me where else can we go? If we treat we traditions like a Barbie show, you could fix everything on we island. Put gunships on we back like a tyrant. You could put 10 radars all up Scarborough. But don't forget, this is Trinidad.
All right. Good evening again, Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, good evening. Good evening to those of you locked on wherever you are in the world. Thank you all very, very much for staying with me. So let me go straight into it. This evening I have as a guest on the program Mr. Dominic Romain, MP for Malabar Moutsika. I believe I have it there. I believe I have it there. Malabar Moutsika. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I am good, and yourself?
I ain't doing good.
Okay.
I ain't doing good. You want me to tell you the truth? I ain't doing good. Yeah, well, the government here.
All year, I did vote for them. That is not my government.
I have no comment, you see me? I have no comment. Good evening, Mr. Romain. How are you?
I am always good. Always good.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. I'm still looking for the cleaning work in your office by the Guardian building, eh?
Yeah, but you don't need that.
Why? You know something I don't know?
Short, you don't use a big short, you don't need that.
Short is right. Short in my internet bill, short in my Tech bill, short in my WhatsApp bill, short. You're right, you know. Yeah. You know what? You ain't talk then you preach. What? Mr. Romanian point, boy. Anyway, I know that you don't marry. You're not staying long, and you don't want to get constructive talk all our ratings, and you know that.
No, it's just that I have a very early morning now, and I try to get a number of hours of sleep every night. Yeah. Tomorrow is a long day, and then I also have to prepare for
Parliament on Friday.
Yes.
Friday. I know you can't tell me what already beaten on Friday, so.
No, it's the Friday this week is private members' day, so we continue in the motion that was piloted by Marvin Gonzalez on the 1st of this month with respect to the road fatalities and lawlessness on the nation's roads and the government's lack of initiative in treating with that.
Really?
Yes.
I could just say something.
Sure.
You may not have to agree or accept it, but are you aware, Mr. Romain, that the Venezuelan government is urgently trying to get the attention of the Trinidad and Tobago government for an oil spill that is affecting their fishermen?
Yes, I think I read somewhere today they're supposed to have a virtual meeting tomorrow between officials from both governments, but we know how this government acts when they have to do virtual meetings. particularly, we would recall recently the virtual meeting the Prime Minister was supposed to be on with respect to the, along with her other colleagues from CARICOM, and she chose to absent herself, she and her Minister of Foreign Affairs. So it would be interesting to see if they send anybody to present themselves to this virtual meeting tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I would have okay. Cool. So that's one of the things I thought that you all would have. Well, saying that they're going to be talking to the Venezuelans about it. All right, let's see how that go.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to find out. Okay, cool. I really wanted you to be on this evening to talk about the OPR and the matter with
the
OPR.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to play 2 clips quickly, and I just wanted you to chime in on it, give your thoughts on it, and educate. If you could just educate the listeners a little bit about the OPR and this discussion about, and I see it as pulling wool over our eyes and making us look or feel as though or the government really thinks that we are stupid and dotish. Because when they say that it is not the taxpayers' money spending to build these homes, and on top of that, so because no taxpayers' dollars is being spent to build the homes, then only those study that. But that reminds me, or that is just like what happened with EMBD. EMBD, and even so, the matter with the gentleman who I asked you to send me the other day,
Afariman.
And
yes.
And why are they trying to make us believe that because it's not government money spending, only relax on yourself. Forget about that. Don't let that be a problem to all you. But then if it because we should not be worried because it's taxpayers' dollars, then why is the OPR getting involved? If it has nothing to do with taxpayers' dollars and is an independent investor who is putting his money towards X, Y, and Z, why is the OPR getting involved? Because it has to do with the OPR is looking out for the citizens, the country. No, you correct me if I'm going wrong,
Yeah. So in this instance, the OPR is involved because this involves the disposal of state land.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. So while the government is arguing and their supporters are saying, well, the houses are going to be built by private enterprise and therefore there is no government money involved, so there is nothing to be concerned about. We should be concerned, one, because we need to ensure that the state, that we, the citizens, are getting value for money with respect to that land. So far, we've not heard that any valuation has been done to determine what is the value of that land so that when the houses are built, because what the Minister of Land is saying is that the government, through Landmark TT, when these houses are sold, the persons purchasing the homes will now get title to the land. I don't know if it is that they're going to do it on a lease basis, where they'll probably give them a lease for 99 years or 999 years, or if they're going to make it freehold, where they will just sell the land outright to the home buyers. But we need to ensure that whatever is the current market value of that land, that we, the state, recoup that when these houses are sold. And the minister is not saying that. What he said is that they will get a share of the value of the land, not the full value of the land. So we don't know. They've not done a valuation as far as we are aware. And then further to that, when they make the claim that, well, no taxpayers' money is being spent, that is untrue, because you have created a company that is totally unnecessary, because the lands that they are using for these projects are currently vested with the LSA. So all they simply needed to do was to create a department within the LSA, and you use the existing employees. Probably if you have to hire one person as a manager for that particular unit, right? And therefore, you wouldn't be faced with the situation that you are in now, where you create a whole new company. You have all of these employees, and you have to be paying them exorbitant salaries. I understand in some cases, persons are being paid in excess of $40,000 a month. We recently learned that they would have leased a vehicle for the CEO from a company called D&D Auto for $347,000 for over a 3-year period, when you could have purchased a brand new vehicle for that price or less. All the state has to do is to simply provide an exemption with respect to the same exemptions that we have as MPs for custom duty and VAT and motor vehicle tax and so on, and purchase a vehicle, because it means at the end of 3 years, you're going to have to renew this lease for perhaps another $300 and something thousand. Give the man if you're so insistent, give him a traveling allowance of maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a month, because what they're spending on this vehicle is more than what we receive as members of parliament as a travel allowance, right? So this person is even getting a bigger travel allowance than his own boss, who is the minister. So public monies are being spent to pay salaries to these employees, which is totally unnecessary, when you could have just used LSE, in who the land's already invested, to do this. So this is crazy.
Brother, so what I want to do is I want to play 3 clips for you, right? Mm-hmm. It's really just for the listeners, and so that you can address the questions that listeners or viewers might have about this matter that is going on. Mm-hmm. And somehow or the other, you see, was it Friday or Thursday, Saddam would have responded to you.
Friday.
Where he would have said he would have come out to answer questions that persons would have had about this whole matter, right? But yet still there are certain questions that he's not answering about the people involved in this whole fracas.
Correct.
Right, so I want to play those videos to you, and I want you to listen to it, and you tell me you will address it accordingly. So I would just in between ask you certain questions about it, because I know that you may be a little more aware of this the OPR matter, and I want you to listen. I really want you, Dominic, to listen to the narrative that the government is pushing out there, right? I want you to listen to the narrative, because I'm telling you that I would go back and watch and see. And when that particular person was on a talk show, they had over 3,000 persons listening. So it means that their people want to be able to know how to defend it.
Right.
Cool? So take a listen to this.
A newly formed state enterprise is facing scrutiny from the Office of the Procurement Regulator over alleged non-compliance linked to a $100 million contract.
Landmark TT was formed to facilitate public-private partnerships to develop high-end and unsubsidized housing. However, the OPR is investigating complaints relating to a housing development in South Trinidad. Akash Samaru has the details.
The Office of Procurement Regulation has stepped in again. First, it was the HDC. This time, it's the Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs' newly formed state enterprise, Landmark TT Properties Limited, that is under the microscope. And it involves a $100 million contract and the Allenby residential development in Corinth. In a letter from the OPR to the state company dated April 20th, the OPR said it received complaints that the company applied a selective tendering process as opposed to an open bidding process. The OPR said if Landmark TT chose selective procurement, it was required to justify that decision under the procurement regulations and pre-qualification selection rules. And the OPR said it could not locate an electronic publication of the contract award as required under Section 36(1) of the Act. The regulator noted the contract was reportedly worth $100 million TT dollars and warned that major projects like this carry a higher risk of financial loss if proper value for money is not achieved. The OPR then directed Landmark TT to provide a full record of the procurement proceedings for the Allenby project. The OPR also wants a list of all contract awards and framework agreements from February 2026 to present, proof of compliance with publication requirements under the Act, and explanations for any failure to promptly publish notices of contract awards. Now, the OPR gave Landmark TT 7 days to comply, and the procurement regulation body told CNC3 News today that the company did just that. But it's not a matter of case closed. The OPR said those documents are currently under review. The OPR said no suspension order was issued. Now, repeated efforts to contact Landmark TT's CEO Nishal Shane Puna and Line Minister Saddam Hussein today were so far unsuccessful. If you're wondering what Landmark TT is, well, don't go to its website just yet. There isn't a functioning web page. That's supposedly coming in under a month. But on March 19th, its line minister said Landmark TT facilitates public-private partnerships to develop high-quality, unsubsidized housing communities on underutilized state lands. And even then, Minister Hussein underscored the importance of OPR compliance.
So how do we decide which developer gets which lands? What's the process?
So the process is always guided by the OPR. We can't go behind the OPR. So that is what we have to do.
Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
A former chairman of the Office of Procurement Regulation is warning the watchdog to stay focused and do its job.
Yesterday, the Minister of Land and Legal Affairs said that the OPR has serious questions to answer as it relates to what he called its inactivity under the PNM administration.
Meanwhile, the PNM is claiming that Minister Saddam Hussein is attempting to intimidate the procurement regulator. Akash Samaru has more.
In Land and Legal Affairs Minister Saddam Hussein's response to CNC3 News on the latest allegations against Landmark TT, while Minister Hussein questioned why the OPR did not operate with this same energy during the PNM's term in office, he then said very soon all information will come to light and the OPR board and regulator will have many questions to answer. Now, we tried to get a response from the procurement regulator Beverly Khan and the OPR board, but with no success. However, the former chairman, Munilal Lalchan, is advising Ms. Khan and the board to focus on their job. Lalchan suggested that the OPR board not be sidetracked by what is unfolding in the public domain. He's reminding them that they have an act and a framework to follow, and therefore they should continue to do so. He added, despite what is being said in the public domain from any political side, the OPR has a job to do, and he's urging them to do that job to the best of their ability. Now, while Lalchan did not want to speak specifically to Minister Hussein's comments about the OPR failing to hold the PNM's feet to the fire, he told CNC3 News that the OPR only became fully functional in 2023, after 8 years of legislative adjustments and the transitioning of hundreds of public bodies into a decentralized procurement system. Lalchan, who was chairman between 2018 and 2023, before the OPR had its full powers, was adamant that, at the time, they were not politically aligned or appointed. The OPR board and procurement regulator are appointed by the president. Lalchan said the OPR has the power to suspend a project or make the process null and void, and in some cases, an investigation could lead to criminal charges. Meanwhile, the opposition PNM is taking issue with what the party is seeing as Minister Hussein's veiled threat against the OPR. Camille Robinson-Ridgey said the minister's statement is deeply troubling and raises serious concerns about respect for independent institutions and due process. She said to suggest that the regulator and the board will have many questions to answer can reasonably be interpreted as an attempt to intimidate or pressure an independent regulatory body simply because it is carrying out its lawful mandate under the Procurement Act. She argued that while complaints were brought before the OPR between 2023 and 2025, they were never on the scale now facing the country because she said the former administration did not sideline the regulator. Robinson-Ridgey's claimed the minister is using political attacks to distract from serious questions surrounding his own conduct rather than addressing concerns about transparency and accountability. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Dominic, you still there?
Yes, sir.
You heard everything?
I did.
All right. So, we listen to the news and we listen to what is happening. We listen to how it's coming across, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to now listen to the narrative that the UNC is putting out there. And I want you to listen to how they're putting across their narrative, Dominic. Because you could come on now and you can say, well, you see, look, Akash would have given out a list of concerns and that the OPR is addressing. Beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, after Akash would have given out the list of concerns that he would have had, I also played for you where the former OPR person is saying that, hey, we didn't have the teeth or the authority that this OPR person have. We didn't have it. It's only now after 2023 the OPR legislation got the teeth and got the things that it need in order to function or to do what they have to do. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
On track so far?
Yep. Correct.
Right. I want you to listen, Dominic. How the UNC is making us as a nation feel as though we're stupid. You want to hear?
Mm-hmm.
Take a listen, Dominic. Will you feel it? Will you feel this thing easy?
So we know landmark TT might be blown out of proportion.
Right.
All right. Maybe it's something that the opposition using to target the government and say, you see, corruption, friends and families benefiting. But when we look at HDC now and we look into the $3.5 billion, yes, we saw NH was shut down with their inquiry. But would you also say that $3.5 billion is a smoke screen once or being used as a red herring?
Again, my understanding is that it's a similar arrangement to the landmark TT in terms of contractor risk.
Yes.
And therefore, whatever the OPR is going to look at and recommend has to be proportionate in terms of risk sharing. So you can't demand a certain standard by the HTC as in full open tender and you are not measuring in that in the risk. So I tell you, for instance, one of the things which is well recognized in procurement law as to why you don't go out to open tender is because you have a limited market. So if this microphone here, if it only had one supplier of this microphone in the market,
right?
Why am I going out to open tender? Who's going to put it in? Now you could say construction, but the size of that contract, the ability to raise that level of finance as a contractor themselves, that must be limited. How much people in this country can raise a loan at 300? So why would you need to go open tender? Ridiculous, in my view. And again, I don't want to. I mean, the matter is under investigation, so you shouldn't say too much about trying to conclude, but the point is there are good reasons why you adopt certain methods of procurement, and I'm sure it's documented, I'm sure it's there, and I'm sure the justification is there in whatever way they may not have put it as persuasively as you had to do, and therefore the OPR stepped in and said, look, we need to look at this closer. But again, it's an iterative process. The OPR is meant to work with the public authority. So if the public authority, except in challenge proceedings, NH filed a challenge proceedings, they lost, they're out. They tried to challenge and they lost. They went out at time. If it's so concerned, then they should have gone in time. They went out of time, it got knocked out. So that's why.
So to be clear, look, as an attorney, right, because you're Cal Tackler saying attorney at law, speaking now, you see no issues with the awarding of that $3.5 billion contract?
There, to me, from the evidence I have seen, I have not seen any, let's call it this, smoking gun as to why that contract should be chilled. I have not seen that. The most I have seen is one, the process of inviting contractors was not open tender. But as I said, there are good reasons why you would not adopt an open tender process. If there's a limited market, if you know there are only a few people who could raise that kind of finance, etc. That's very clear. So there is justification. I haven't seen exactly what the HEC justification. My understanding is the chairman has quite rightly said, look, the matter is under investigation. I don't want to make too much comments.
Do you, in your humble view and your opinion, do you believe the office of the OPR is compromised? Because why I ask that question, right? From 2023 to 2025, awards of contracts was given out to a lot of companies and a lot of contractors, right? And it's for the first time I hear the OPR name called so much in the media and all this investigation. To me, the OPR all of a sudden existing. They know how to do all investigation and make sure everything going to proper tender and everything going on right now. But prior to that, when the other administration was in power, right, we are hearing government officials, family members getting contracts in upwards of millions of dollars. Where was the OPR then?
Yeah, so I don't wanna I don't want to, when I say it I have to
be careful.
Be careful.
Okay.
So, I don't want to say that I am going to throw the OPR under the bus. I'm not going to say I am sure. I find it odd that investigations are being initiated on the OPR's own motion.
Yes, sir. I'm not surprised. What I am surprised about is the fact that you would have an experienced lawyer like Kyle Tacklarson talking that rubbish.
Beautiful.
About,
No. That is why I call you tonight. Why you feel I call you tonight? Because, Dominic, let's be real. Let us be real. You hear what I want to say? You heard what we played just now. Right? We played a while ago what Akash Samaru had to say that the OPR had concerns about. The OPR did not have concerns about the open tender. The OPR had concerns about several documents that was not laid.
Right.
So my thing is, how all of a sudden now, Dominic, you see how they're trying to spin it? You see how they're trying to bring it across a certain way? And tonight, you heard what the former chairman of the OPR had to say. He said from when 2015 to 2023, they had no teeth. What you know, and that's what we're talking about, Dominic. How could we have persons on national radio being paid by taxpayers, uninformed, talking to the nation, and we have to accept this, Dominic?
Well, I wouldn't. Well, exactly, and I raised that point in my in the press conference last week. But you see, you have a combination. That interview that you just played, there's a combination of uninformed and playing smart with foolishness. Because Kyle Tacklarson ought to know very well that nonsense he's talking about, well, why would you go out to open tender if you know there are only a limited number of persons who could do the job? Rubbish. Absolute garbage. Because if you want to look at the landmark TT issue with the 100 million, first of all, how did we arrive at $100 million? If you are simply providing the land, and the contractor is the one who is going to construct the houses, right? So when you read the questions that were sent to Landmark TT by some of the persons who were interested, potential contractors, and they were asking questions. Well, we see in the RFP that mention is made of 85 housing units, but these are for single. But then there's also some mention of duplex and so on. Is it that we are limited to just construction of single units? And then the answer is, well, no, you're not limited. So it's up to the contractor. How then did Landmark TT arrive at $100 million? If this contractor comes and says, well, here what? I could, based on the amount of land that there is here, I could build 200 units, housing units, at a cost of $150 million. Why are you limiting it to $100 million? Right? And after Raymond asked that question, how did you arrive at that $100 million figure?
And that's why I tell you, Dominic, not continuous, just stick a pin for me. Dominic, that's why I know that you tell me you don't have much time with me, and I just wanted us to lay a foundation. You could tell me when you're ready to leave, but I wanted us to lay a foundation because I want you to come back, Dominic. Because I'm going to tell you why. We are building a case here for Trinidad and Tobago to be aware that we don't want that. You see that new company, that new thing that they opened there, we don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want it. We as a nation, Dominic, I want to work with you. We have to formulate a way of how we have to do a petition. We don't want it. We're seeing signs of EMBD. We're seeing signs of the concerns that Mr. Afro Raymond had. we are seeing the exact signs coming around the corner to haunt us.
Yeah.
So go ahead. And tell me if I'm wrong, because I listened to that video you sent me with Mr. Affarim and Dominic Romain. It is the exact, it sounds to me like the exact thing.
Yeah. But again, I come back to take an issue with Taklal Singh again as a seasoned attorney, an accomplished attorney. Because Mr. Taklal Singh ought to know that you have right now what the government is doing with the creation of Landmark TT is that you are essentially competing with the private sector. We have a number. First of all, and this is one of the things that is upsetting me with these dishonest UNC supporters, right? The houses that are going to be built in Alambi are not for low-income earners, right? Those are houses, as the minister said, it is unsubsidized housing for middle and upper income persons. Now, while they say middle income, that's just a ruse. They are building houses for the rich. They get a piece of land and it's going to be a gated community, right? So obviously, and when you go on the unfinished website of Landmark TT, it clearly says luxury living redefined. Luxury living. So what they're going to do is to use state land to build a gated community, and you're going to put in your swimming pool and your tennis court and your gym and your clubhouse and all of these things, similar to what exists in other developments all around the country. And you have developers who have the capacity to do that. You have, the developer who lost his life, who is alleged to have financed the election campaign of the member for Toko Sangre Grande.
Yes.
He has housing developments. I am not aware that his business has folded. So therefore, whoever is running his business has that capacity. You have NH International, which has that capacity. And you have a number of you have George Aboud and Sons, George Aboud, who died recently, but his sons took over the business. They right now have a housing development in Maraval called Villas of Heelan Park. And where you have villas being sold, it's a gated community from about $5 million up. So you have persons in this country who have the finances who could do that. But they're trying to fool you into believing, the PNM trying to block and prevent poor people from getting houses. Look at what happened. And you tell me if this making sense. The government is providing state land to a private developer to build luxury housing units to come and compete with what the government already has. Victoria Keys, which they made this whole hullabaloo and this furor about the other day about Raul Gonzalez, and he have one and the wife have one and the daughter and they have three and they should take it back and poor people need housing and they can't get and they give to Raul Gonzalez. Right now you have about 106 units available for sale in Victoria Keys. And you are targeting the very same demographic, the same middle to upper income earners to purchase this. Now, when you go and you build this Landmark TT goes and they give out this land and they build these housing units, it means that you are reducing, basically competing with yourself. HDC right now is struggling to get those units at Victoria Keys sold, but you are now coming to build further units to compete for the same market. And basically what you're doing is making it even more difficult for you now to sell those units at Victoria Keys. When it is that you construct this private development, obviously, these developments carry with it a homeowners association fee. Right now in Victoria Keys, you have to pay $1,700 a month that you have to pay, separate and apart from whatever if you're paying your mortgage, and that is in order to pay for the security, the private security and the concierge service, and to clean the pool and maintain the ground and maintain the gym and all of these different things. So once you live in there, everybody has to contribute this $1,700 a month, right? So all this talk about poor people need housing and they give it out. Poor people cannot afford to live there. Where they getting $1,700 separate and apart from their rent to be able to pay or whatever is their mortgage. So it's absolute nonsense. So for Taklal Singh to come and talk this rubbish about, you didn't have to go out to open tender because you only have how you know that? And it is interesting that all of the persons who were shortlisted happen to have links to the UNC. Conveniently.
You remember the list?
The contractor who allegedly won the bid and who has started doing work, he is also one of the defendants in the EMBD matter.
Thank you.
Who stands accused of bid rigging and fraud and conspiracy and all of these different things. You are currently before the court. He also got the largest contract in the $3.4 billion. $1.1 billion went to him. And then he's now come and gotten another contract for $129 million. And nobody asking where he gets all of this money from. What is his track record with respect to construction of homes? For the 10 years under the PNM, this contractor was basically sidelined, got nothing. And all of a sudden, the UNC come into power and he is prominent. So for the last 10 years, who was doing all of the work? When he wasn't doing anything, who was doing it? So all these contractors, all of a sudden, they fall up. They no longer exist. And that is the nonsense that UNC supporters try to defend.
Dominic, do you have a number for Mr. Afariman?
I do not, but I could try and get it tomorrow.
Let's try and get Mr. Afariman on the line with you now. Right? Let's organize a program. We're going to advertise it. You could run it on your platform. I can run it on my platform. We have Mr. Afariman talking to us and giving us the guidelines on how similar or is this a deja vu for him with this matter.
Yeah. Because as I said, Google, and what this is just the government, the UNC, government, the UNC coming and it's just what they did between 2010 to 2015 in a different form. In between 2010 to 15, what they did, they sought to use HDC to create housing for the rich, for their wealthy friends, family, financiers. And they increased the minimum, the income ceiling to qualify for an HDC home from a household income of $25,000 to $45,000. So somebody who is earning $45,000 a month, who could easily go to the bank or any other finance house and get a mortgage for a $2 million home or a $3 million home, the UNC tried to provide these people with subsidized housing. We remember former Senator Jayanti Lakshmi would have indicated that she would have gotten an HDC house between 2010 to 2015 and she would have subsequently sold it. And she would have purchased another house somewhere. We don't know how many others there are like that. I recall when Rudal Munilal in 2015, when he was challenging Kamla Prasad Bisesa for leadership of the party, and at one of his public meetings, he said, people in the UNC saying, I was Minister of Housing and I ain't do nothing for nobody and I ain't get nobody house. And he talked about how they had a key distribution ceremony for some housing development in Chaguanas and they gave a house to the son of the then mayor of Chaguanas. And he had to tell the guy, don't come up on stage to receive the key because you will embarrass me. So you'll get your key after you just stay behind. And that's the kind of things that they were doing. So now they've come with a new plan. Here what? We will say that we build in houses and we recognize that there is a shortage, there is a need to construct homes. So we will create this landmark TT and we will provide the land and the private sector will come and through public-private partnership, we will build houses and so on. But you're building it for the rich. Land doesn't grow. So when you take prime state land, limited state land, and you build houses for the rich, every piece of land that you commit to a project like that, and as we understand, they've said that Landmark TT has already identified several other parcels of land for the same type of project. Every parcel of land that you allocate to build houses for the rich, what you are essentially doing is reducing the availability or the stock of land that is available to build houses for the people who desperately need it. HDC has close to 200,000 applications. Every week people come in to see me. They've had applications in HDC for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they're looking for a unit. And instead of the government coming to building houses to reduce that number, instead you're taking scarce land to go and build a house for the wealthy when there is no shortage of housing for these people. And they're going to come and buy these houses, and they're not even going to live in it. They're going to rent it out, possibly as Airbnb, or they'll probably just put a markup on it because there are people who looking to rent in high-end communities, and they're using that as for rental income. How can the state be encouraging that nonsense when you have people who desperately need a home to live in, and you are going to now build houses for people to be able to use it as an investment property? That is madness in the extreme. But the UNC faithfully, fully done, will support that and find all type of ways, as you just played there. Bringing people like Taklal Singh, who because of his reputation, they will say, well, if Taklal Singh says so and so and so and so, then it must be merited. These people, I cannot believe that you are leveraging your professional status for propaganda. Shame on him for doing something like that.
You have a caller online.
And that's why Emily Elias had to raise the 11 objections for the 3.4 billion because Emil Elias has the capacity to be able to build housing. He has built houses in the past for the HTC.
Yeah.
So how can he now come and say, well, it's a limited pool of people with the finances? And further to that, I asked the question, where are these contractors getting this money from? Because you can the central bank just a couple months ago had to relax the reserve requirement ratio in order to free up liquidity in the banks, because the banks were basically telling the central bank, listen, money tight, we're running out of money to lend. So you need to free up your hand a little bit and give us a little bit of wiggle room so that we can have some money. So if liquidity in the banking sector is tight, where is this one contractor getting over $1 billion from to be able to build all of these houses? And then further to that, when you come and you say now, we are providing the land, but the government and the state will only get back a return when the housing units are sold. So if it takes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years to sell these housing units, we have to wait that long to get our money. But all they have to do a valuation and sell the land to the developer. And you get all of your money now upfront, the same money that you say you're going to use to provide to HDC to build low-income housing. Sell the damn land to the developer, get all your money upfront, and then let the developer go and do what he has to do. So if the project flops, we have nothing to do with that. We get our money. The land belongs to you. That's your business, your headache. Wow. So we have to ask ourselves, and why are they choosing to go through this route? It's because you need to create a company to hire your friends and family and give them exorbitant salaries of $40-something thousand a month and buy lease fancy car for them and all this kind of madness. And there is no meritocracy. And to Saddam Hussein, the hypocrisy, these are the people who claim that the last PNM administration watered on the procurement legislation, that they removed this and they made this exempt and that exempt. And they came with such strong legislation in 2013 and the PNM watered it down and it made it easy to thief. They have been in office for over a year and using the same watered-down legislation that they claim the PNM mess up, right? They have come to the parliament with all kind of legislation for all nonsense to remove the TTRA. They come to the parliament with legislation to take away short-term pension, you name it, all kind of dotishness. And 1 year later, they are still to come to the parliament with amendments to fix the mischief that they accused the last administration of. They said the last PNM administration was only attacking all of the independent institutions in the country. But look how Saddam has come out against the OPR and talking about they want this. Well, in the last 2 years, how come the OPR wasn't as vigilant to the PNM? Rubbish. I recall you remember there was some bridge contract or something so that they had lodged a complaint about and the OPR stopped it under the PNM.
But Ms. Reggie said that
when the Chinese were supposed to build some housing down South Key, and the UNC made a big stink about it. And it was stopped too.
Yes.
Rubbish.
Even with the Ministry of Health building.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the Ministry of Health building. But we have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening, caller.
Good night, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Dominic, go to the front of the class. You're on point. Sir. And I will highlight a couple more things, Pastor Google, because I am glad Dominic made the point. Who is going to live there? Who is able to afford those houses? You're talking to Dominic. Dominic could give you an idea as to what 10% deposit on the HEC houses are like, and what a 10% deposit on those houses would be like. The average cost of construction now is probably in the vicinity of $500 a square foot. What size house are you going to build? All right? To gauge the price, you still have to look at the development of the land in terms of road, water, electricity, plumbing, light poles to go down, and everything else. Infrastructure, God knows, maybe for cable and everything to come in, because it appears as though the land is virgin land. The point I am getting at is the pool of people in the population who will qualify for that quantity of mortgage is a small pool. And what is worse, and Dominic made the point, if Victoria Keys, which is in the west, not selling, what's going to happen there? Forget about the part about, Dominic, what you're saying about the waiting 5 and 10 years, you know. What happens if the financial institution chooses to foreclose on that venture before it even gets off the ground because people opt not to go and invest there? This is what people are looking at. And as you say, at the end of the day, this is state land. So yes, it is impacting on what is going on with state resources. I'll look on and listen. Thank you very much.
And if I might add, Google, just to something that the caller was saying, right, with respect to the land and having to put down infrastructure and so on. I am advised by former LSA officials that particular piece of land, the LSA spent $15 million to develop that land. There are roads on that land. There's water, right? There's all types of infrastructure there because the government, the PNM, had intended to give out that land to the former Petrochin workers.
And Dominic, I know that. I live in the area. I live in right.
So that is why, right? So it is clear that that I am not doubting that this developer probably see that and say, hey, well, that's less money that I have to spend for all of these things because the infrastructure is already in place. But there's two other things we need to be concerned about. One is that development could very well be used for money laundering.
Okay.
Because we build house and house sell and money. Where the money coming from? Well, the money coming from the sale of houses. You're going to check to see how many houses sold and how many of them occupied. That's one. And then two, the bigger picture that we have to look at, the government intends to use this very same land distribution model for the National Revitalization Program. Because all this thing that they go in and build waterfront houses, 1,800 waterfront apartments, and they want to give out land to build mall, and they want to turn Carrera Island into a boutique hotel and so on. That is exactly the same model. So when these same contractors step forward now to say, well, I want this project and I want that project, this is going to be a massive land grab that the state is going to be using. The same thing they did in Chaguaramas 2010 to 2015 when they gave away lands to favored contractors for peppercorn rates, right? And then the PNM had to come in and go to court and challenge all of these leases. And the pace at which these developers would have started to build this stuff, when the PNM took them to court, they say, well, here now, we already spent millions on the land already, So if you all want back your land, you had to pay us this and pay us that. Where it is that they would have done a valuation. For instance, one of the developments down in Chaguaramas where the evaluators said they should be paying $500,000 a month rent. And instead, they're paying $3,800 a month. We recall the 4 acres of land that they sold when they bulldozed the lands belonging to the Guave Road farmers. 4 acres of arable land to give to a particular gentleman down on that site to build a car park. To put in 1,000 car park spaces for his business, and then that car park was supposed to be leased to the CDA for $900,000 a month, while this individual was going to be paying the CDA $1 a year in rent for 30 years. So he would have paid $30 over a 30-year period, and he would have collected over $300 million in rent just for his car park. Madness. So just wait and see. You see that national revitalization, because I always wonder where that came from. It was never spoken about during the election campaign. No mention of it. And then all of a sudden they come up with this big grandiose plan with everything, with drawings and all of that. And I was like, but where that come from? So somebody came up with the brilliant idea. Well, hey, you see, we could get good state land and just tell them this. So here what to do to make it look legitimate. You need to go to the UAE and you need to go to China and go to Oman and go to Dubai and say you're presenting this thing, right? And then you present it in Trinidad twice. So when it is all of a sudden, they start to see people interested and projects start, they'll say, well, it went out to open tender. We went all around the world and this is who offered themselves. The government, the Prime Minister said they have 965 expressions of interest from persons from all over. We saw one delegation come to Trinidad from the United Arab Emirates, and they came here for 2 days, and they took them down to the San Fernando waterfront where the PNM was building the waterfront project there.
Right.
They spent about 15 minutes, and then they went to some other places. They didn't stay too long. They carried them to Tobago. They drive them around, probably spend an hour or so. You could make a financial decision like that simply by visiting a site for 15 minutes. So what are all these other people, this 960-something people who expressed interest? Any of them come to look at any of these sites to say, well, okay, yes, we want this and we think we want this project? No, they haven't come. But you just see a presentation on a big screen and you decide you are ready to commit hundreds of millions of dollars. Prime arable lands behind Movie Town. the invaders bid at the PNM develop again. These are the things that we need to look at, because remember, once they give it away and these things are built, that's the end of that, And then what we're going to do, the PNM come back in office and then we had a fight up and you hear about who thief and all kind of thing. And then the police dragging their feet to investigate, and then the DPP and there's another bacchanal, and I don't know.
So, but you know, when the UNC had won the election in April 28th, all the galvanized and stuff that they had galvanized by the waterfront in San Fernando was stolen, where they were putting up the kind of hotel duplex area. All those galvanized were stolen. You see, as soon as the people came to visit and to see the waterfront and to see this and to see that, galvanized went back up.
Right.
So you allow people to loot the galvanized, to tell them nothing ain't coming here. Forget that, Faris and them, we're not doing nothing. But as soon as you decide, well, nah, boy, we can make our money on this here, you put back up the you spend our next set of money to galvanize that area again. That's just to show you the wastage and the manipulation and the tomfoolery that's going on with this government.
Yep.
Level of madness. But Dominic, I want us to hammer down the let's see if we can get an interview with Mr. Raymond, Afro Raymond, and see how best we could educate our viewers on the and how this situation is very similar to 2010, from 2010 to 2015, number one. Number two, and let's get him to share with us the OPR issues and how serious this thing is. Because I remember he was one of the persons advocating for the OPR too,
Yeah.
He was one of the persons advocating for this OPR. So, Mr. Romain, I see you're starting in press conference and thing. See, you're starting in press conferences. You're bringing the information out, and we need to know how to get a petition ready, Dominic, because we need to get a petition ready for that landmark TT. We need to find out how can we stop landmark TT, and also I'm seeing people saying that they want to know. Some of the viewers are asking about how can we. Just now I want to find the statement where somebody was talking about TTT. TTT is a state entity, but TTT is being run as a UNC. All right, so can we file a FOI information on TTT or FOU?
FOI, yeah, you can. Yes.
Talk to us, Dominic. How does that go?
Simply go and you pull up. You could just Google the forms, Freedom of Information Act, Trinidad and Tobago, and you just download the form and you could fill it out. You indicate at the top whichever ministry or department that you want to get the information from, and there's a space for you to indicate specifically what information that you want. And you just fill out the form, put it in an envelope, and you go and you drop it off at the relevant ministry, or you drop it off at TTT. And based on the law, they have 30 days in which to respond to your questions. If they cannot give you the answer in 30 days, they have to contact you before the expiration of that 30 days and explain to you what the situation is and why they're looking for an extension. So they might ask you for a further 15 days. If in that 15 days they still can't respond, they will call you, but they must contact you each time to let you know.
So is it, let us say you want to find out the salaries of the talk show hosts on Talk City.
Yes.
We can find that out?
Yeah. Just fill out the form and just indicate, they'll ask the information being requested. What is the salaries and the terms of employment for all radio talk show hosts on Talk City 91.1 for the period wherever.
Okay.
January 1. And that's all. And you just drop it off right there. And it costs you nothing.
All right. Well, we could do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we need to do that for Michelle Benjamin. We want to find out. We want to find out how much water Lord get for performing in Favor Village.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
you can just fill out the form and say you want a detailed listing of all the artists who perform for Flavor Village,
for Carnival and how much each person was paid. They will ask you how you want it, if you want it in electronic format for them to email it to you, if you want it in writing or whatever, you see it. And if it's in writing, when it's completed, they will provide it to the courier, and the courier will contact you, and he will come and deliver it to you in your hand to make sure you get it.
Serious? But Dominic, we sticking.
Wherever you are in the country, he is obligated to come and meet you there and deliver it.
Well, Dominic, we sticking.
Of course.
Let me start a jam at them. Let us start a jam at them, Dominic. We want to get the listing for Flavor Village, and we want the listing for TTT Talk City. How much them fellas and them working for on Talk City? We want to know. Is our state money, is our taxpaying dollars paying them, you know?
Correct.
Somebody say, Pastor, I am ready to start the process. Let us rev them up. We going and rev up this thing. Dominic, local government elections is coming up. Well, I see that you didn't win the March Pass.
No, we didn't. There was stiff competition this year.
Thank you. I'm glad that you are honest enough to say that there was stiff competition.
Yeah.
I'm glad you are honest enough to say that. The areas that the UNC are targeting, Dominic, while I look to relieve you, the areas that the UNC are targeting to take over.
Right.
San Fernando, Tunapuna. I hear they want Point 14. Those say Point people vote UNC, you know.
I know. And plenty Point people didn't vote, period.
So what say you?
I don't think that that they would be successful. I'll give you a quick example. I went to my constituency office on Monday, and when I got there, my office manager was on the phone, and she put it on speaker for me to hear. A UNC supporter, a UNC member from Oraput East, called my office requesting he and his family and 9 members of his family wanted to join the PNM.
From where?
They feel betrayed. From Oraput East, Munilal constituency. They feel betrayed by the UNC. He said even his 86-year-old grandmother, who has always been a supporter of the UNC, fed up with them. And they're extremely disappointed, and he would like to start the process to become a member of the PNM. Him and his family, right? So we indicated to them that we would have Balazi House reach out to them and find someone in the constituency who could meet with them to engage the process of them becoming members. So
okay. I'm going to tell you this, Dominic. You see Saparia?
Yes.
I am telling you, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Saparia is going to start a rumble. PNM have a very good chance if they play their cards right. If they start a lobby from now to win the Saparia Regional Corporation.
Yeah.
They can also win back.
PNM is in control.
And they can also win back. Right now, Mehu is his name?
Yeah, Dunat Meru is the mayor.
Yeah, Dunat. He is they say he is what Donald Trump will be in November.
I think the UNC right now is very unpopular. And I think they're biding their time because until 2027, when the gas money starts coming in, and then in typical UNC fashion, they will come out with some handout programs to try and fool people like Color Me Orange and Baby Grant and that sort of thing. This program that they have, the program for the upkeep of public spaces, they'll probably try to expand it and make it into their own form of CPEP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they're not doing too well with it right now because they're still owing people from the last cycle. And a new cycle has started.
Wow. You saying, boy?
Yeah.
This is looking good for them, you know.
Nope.
But somebody was saying that they wanted to spring the local in September, but based on the people meter last night, they had to pull it back.
But they can't call the local election without coming to the parliament, because the law as it stands right now mandates that it must be every 4 years. So for them to do that, they have to come to the parliament with an amendment, and based on the legislative agenda, because parliament, we go on recess the second week in July until the second week in September. So right now their focus really is on seeing how much legislation they could rush through. And then they still have the media review, which is a 2-week process, because they would have the debate for the first week and then we have to go into standing finance committee, depending on how many ministries ask for an increase in their allocations. So yeah, there's about a month and a half left. And then we still have to go back to parliament for them. We still have to have a session for them to extend the state of emergency, which comes to an end sometime around the middle of next month.
Do you think that they will extend? Do you think that they will extend
it? Absolutely. They have no other crime plan. What else they will do?
Well, I have a clip with Miss Bissessa saying that, She said if she had to put SOE, she said if she have to put SOE as a to keep as a crime plan or to keep Trinidad and Tobago safe, she will do that.
Yeah. So that's exactly what they're gonna do. That's why, as Marvin said, Jeremy come the other day with this nonsense about a threat to parliamentarians and all of that, and the police authorized him to say that.
Wow! Listen.
We saw no additional security in the parliament.
Listen to your girl. Listen to your girl.
Crime, restoring order, reasserting the state. We took decisive action. All of it I can't spend doing now. But the other side keeps saying, where is the crime plan? Where is the crime plan, Kamala? I have no crime plan. I have an anti-crime plan against crime. I have no crime plan. None. And so from day one, when you put us into government, I promised you, promise made, promise kept, I will restructure the national security system. And I did that. I created 3 ministries to help us. The Ministry of Homeland Security, the Ministry of Defense, and the Ministry of Justice, because they go hand in hand. And so I established that Justice Ministry because fighting crime requires focus, coordination, and accountability. And so we declared states of emergency to protect our citizens. The results are already showing. So you see those on the other side, and all you have is SOE. Well, I will take an SOE any day, every day. It will keep our citizens safe. Keep you safe, keep you protected. And what are the results I can share with
Oh, Mr. Romain.
Crazy.
You heard what the woman said?
Yeah.
What did she say? She said, I will take a SOE any day to keep my citizens safe.
Mm-hmm. And that's all she doing.
Yeah, but Dominic, how could we... Dominic, that don't make no sense, you know.
So it's making sense to them. Alexander is out of his depth. They are just there to collect salary at the end of the month. When each of these ministers is over $100,000 a month, they earning. Whether they work or don't work, they still getting paid.
This is serious, boy.
Mm-hmm.
This is serious. I see your partner Brian was trying to get through. You will take his call and then we could close off.
Sure.
All right. So Brian, I don't know what happened there, but I saw you were trying to call in. If you want, you could call back. Mr. Dominic is willing to take your call. All right, Mr. Brian, you can call back, and Mr. Romain will take your call. All right, so Brian, you have about 2 minutes, to call back. If you ain't call back in 2 minutes, we gone. Right? So I don't know how, but Brian, I don't know how it's taking so long to call back. All right, like you don't know the number again, 464-7003. 464-7003.
I think the name is great.
What is that in the background there, right? SOE. But with all the SOE that going on, Dominic, people still getting murdered, eh?
Yes. No, well, I mean the criminal element, they've grown accustomed to the SOE. It's now become normal. I think they've had sufficient time to learn the lay of the land, and really there's not really been much improvement in terms of policing. So they realize they could go out and do what it is they normally do, and the likelihood of getting caught is slim to none.
All right, so we have Mr. Brian on the line. Brian, it is 10:52. 10:53. No, 52. 52. So we closing off at 11. Well, Mr. Romain have to leave before 11.
So Romain had to go no way. You have to stay right there. Good evening, Mr. Romain, MP Romain.
Good evening, sir. I went
How are
on
you,
the
sir?
to talk to Google. I am good.
You're disrespectful, Dominic is. Dominic, since you get into politics, you get more rude. You know that, Dominic? Like since you started work with Barry Palarat and all of them, I feel like you get a little ruder. You and Brian. Last night I had Brian Manning on. And Brian started to talk about the two thing, whatever thing that's be on David Lee head.
The toupee.
Yeah. Brian started to talk about that. Brian, I called you to talk about Mr. Tanku. You mean Taxco? I said, Brian. Mr. Manning was never like that. He turned and he say, how, what? You have to start to deal with it. You have to start to go down in the gutter with these people. I say, wow.
No, you really feel like that. You really feel like that, sir, sometimes.
MP Romain, when is mid-year review? MP Romain.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an idea when is mid-year review?
I have no idea, and I wish I did, because I'm supposed to travel again, and this lack of knowing when the mid-year review is stymieing my travel plans.
You know, so I am the view that this month is almost completed. So I want to believe it's going to be sometime next month.
Most likely it will be in the middle of June, because, as I said, the Parliament goes on recess from the first weekend in July. So,
but MP Romain, you know what is amazing? You know what's amazing, Mr. Romain? Is that there are things happening in the country. Yeah, there are things happening like with how should I put it, with gas. The gas issue.
Yes.
With Moody's and so on. We're not hearing anything. Senator Marlene Att said she would like to hear something during the mid-year review.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they're going to talk about that because it's not in their favor to talk about it. I doubt very much they will talk about it. I could be wrong.
They will not. They will not.
Excuse me?
They will not talk about it.
But that is my point. She said that she's hoping that they would, but I don't believe they would. Because you see, MP Romain, things are bad as far as gas is concerned. They want us to feel that everything good with gas. It's not good. And people are being fooled. People are being fooled, and you know that, MP Romain. You know that, and I know that.
Yes.
That things are bad with gas. You understand? There's no gas in the country. None. Absolutely none. And we all know that they are hoping and praying for Manatee to come on stream. We know that. There's no negotiation with respect to the other streams of gas. We know that, but they're fooling the people. They are fooling the people. And people are not coming out and talking about it. There's no Dragon. There's no Lauren. There's no Coquina Mannequin. Because those things are being organized by Shell and BP, not by Trinidad and Tobago. We will have to negotiate with who? Shell and BP. That's who we're going to have to negotiate with, and nobody talking about it. Absolutely nobody. It's not for us. We are talking to Venezuela. There's nothing going on. There's no negotiation going on. But they want us to believe that there's something happening. There's nothing happening. And I wish people would come out. Those people who in the know. Those people who know better would come out and talk about it, but they're not saying a word. Not a word. And you and I know better. Mr. Romain, you and I know better. But nobody talking about it. So who are we going to negotiate with for gas to come here? They want you to believe that, because we have the infrastructure, things will be good. Really? That is not true. That is not true. And they're fooling the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But you see, it's going to come to pass. And I'll be right here waiting and sitting and waiting to see what's going to happen. We'll all be right here. You know that, MP Romain, and I know that. And Pastor Google knows it as well. We all know it. But that is what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago today. And it is a crying shame that we are being misled. We are being led up the mango tree. Being misled.
Well, let me just say
Nobody
this.
talking about it.
All right, so let me just say this while we look to wind up. The reality of it is, Brian, and Dominic, you could bear me out on this. Why will I come out and talk out again? A government have 4 more years to go. 4 more years to go, right, Dominic?
Correct.
Why will I come out and talk about something when if I looking for a job, if I looking to get in a position, right? If I looking for them to look at me as a prospective board member, a prospective advisor, I will not say anything. I will hush my mouth. and let things go the way they're going, because at the end of the day, if I come out and I say this is what's going on, I will be sidelined. I will be marked and say, oh, he against me, So nothing for he. Nothing. And everybody is looking out for themselves. Am I speaking at the truth, Dominic? Hello?
Yeah, you are correct.
That is the reality. You're not hearing any. Well, Ansel Roger and they are not seeing anything because they are still believing in the dream of the refinery. I spoke to my niece, and she said,
the refinery start?
Wait, nah. I spoke to my niece, and she said to me, Uncle, people are applying for positions to work in the refinery. There is a whole job application form, a whole employment drive that is happening within Paria to rehire persons to work within the refinery. She promised to try to do a screenshot of the applications that are coming in and that people are applying. The refinery is scheduled to open, and if that is what is happening, then you really expect Roger to say anything?
Refinery going to restart, right?
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we'll see.
Dominic, am I lying?
Nope.
No, we will see. We will see what part of the refinery going to start. We will see. All you hold on. We will see. You see, we getting fooled. We're getting fooled. And everybody's saying down there and taking it and saying, hey, this going to happen, that going to happen. Really? Well, hold on. We'll all be right here. Pastor Google.
Dominic flying out. Remember Dominic tell you that?
Well, all right. Well,
July, let me tell you something. In July month, Dominic Romain is going to be in Florida, making sure that he gets all the best sunlight, drink all the best Florida best juice, and then Dominic is going to fly back in August, do his book drive.
And the refinery going to be up and running.
I never said that. All I am saying is, and I repeat myself, there are applications that people are filling out to get employment in the refinery as we speak.
Okay.
And the refinery is scheduled to open back very soon. Right?
All right. Well,
Mr. Romain?
By the time Mr. Romain comes back, it should be up and running, not so?
I cannot say that.
Basis your information.
I cannot say that.
Basis your information.
I don't know. I can't say that.
Pastor
right?
Google, you just said you're according to your niece or your cousin. Whoever.
When was the last time you heard the government mention anything about that refinery?
That is the point. When last we heard anything about the refinery?
You see, let's start that day. You see, by tomorrow evening, because they're listening to Constructive Talk, they're going to say something. Watch, they're going to say something. Remember, I tell you that. You see what they do there? Tomorrow, if not tomorrow, by Friday, they're going to say, hey, only Constructive Talk had over 1,797 persons watching.
Pastor Google,
we have to say something.
And I hope the refinery start back. And I could come and say, I was wrong. The refinery really start back. I want to come and say that, Pastor Google.
Right.
I want to come on your program and say, Pastor Google, I was wrong. And the refinery start, thank God, and people employed. That will help Marabella. That will help San Fernando. I have no problem with that. Don't get me wrong. But from what I know about the refinery, I don't see it. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I could come to and say, Pastor Google, I was wrong. And people could say, you see, you, Brian, you lied to me, you was wrong. And I would say, fine, yes, I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't know better. Sorry, I apologize. I was wrong and the refinery start back. I want to come and say that. But until people could tell me different, I don't see it.
All right, sir.
That's all I am seeing. All I'm seeing. But I hope and pray that I am wrong and the refinery could start back in July, August, September, sometime around there. I hope so. I hope. But from what I know, from what I see, it ain't happening. But if I'm wrong, fine, no problem. I live with that. I can live with being wrong. But until such time, Pastor, they say would I start back when they got into office. We had almost a year and a half. It start back? No. So what are you telling me?
All right.
What are you telling me?
What I'm saying is, Mr. Romain have to go. I have to close off. And Dominic and I have already organized that we're going to have a program together where we'll have Mr. Afariman on, and we're going to
No problem. Have a good evening, MP Romain, and thank you very much, Pastor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes, sir.
For being with us. Dominic, you're watching the program on anything at all?
What?
Are you looking at the program at all, or you're just on the phone?
No, I was looking at it on my iPad.
All right. You could pull it up on your iPad now and shout out these people for me?
Yeah, I could.
Thank you.
Which people is this?
Look, it's on the screen.
I just know.
Because I know that they are your supporters now, and they love your show.
Let's see. Right. Which people in particular? I'm seeing a few names I recognize here.
No, it's on the screen.
On the screen? Yes, sir.
It's on the screen if you're watching this show. I'm not talking about the persons who are on the chat. No, I'm talking about on the screen.
All right, that's not. I think I have a little delay here.
Oh, okay.
Please shout out Karna supporters. Is it Joanne from Big Yard? Introduced me to your show. So to all of the Karna supporters. So good night. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's after 11.
It's after 11. I know it's time for you to. I know it's time for you to leave us. So again, I want to thank you for.
Past my curfew.
Yeah, and Robertine, so brother. Thank you very much for being a part of the program, and we have to plan. Sir. We have to plan and organize properly for Mr. Afro Raymond to come on and let's really talk about this OPR and and educate our listeners and the persons, so that when we do put out our petition, persons will be signing with proper understanding of why they're signing the petition.
Yes.
All right. So thank you again, Mr. Romain.
Yes, sir.
And we will talk soon.
Alrighty.
All right, man. Thanks again. All right, Trinidad and Tobago. So here's where I have to leave it again. I let Dominic shout them out. So please shout out Carenage supporters. Joanne from Big Yard introduced me to your show. So Joanne, thank you very much for introducing people to the show. And thank you very much those of you from Carenage who are locked on and listening to Constructive Talk. I really appreciate you all coming on the program this evening.
The Constructive Talk team with Pastor Google are asking for your support in their back-to-school drive. Let's help the less fortunate children get ready for the new school term. Donations of notebooks, copybooks, stationeries, and book bags would be greatly appreciated. Show your love, show your generosity by contacting 464-703 and we will organize collection of your donations. Thank you from the Constructive Talk team. And remember to be kind, be generous, and be loved.
Yak and Friends proudly presents Yhuru 8. Join us on Saturday, July 25th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the City Hall Auditorium, Harris Promenade in San Fernando. This year's celebration is held in honor of Mr. Anthony Kamiziong as we continue strengthening our African ties through culture, unity, and heritage. Experience an unforgettable evening of African dance, powerful drumming, cultural expression, and great food. Early bird tickets are $350 admits 2 and $200 admits 1. Come dressed in your finest African attire for a chance to win Best Dressed Male and Female. Celebrate African culture. Celebrate freedom. Celebrate Yhuru 8. For tickets, contact 684-1792 or ticket outlet at Something Special with Finishing Touch at Ritz Plaza, number 25, St. James Street in San Fernando.
Information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Sending prayers for those who suffering in silence. Amen. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. Amen. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you had for us, it's vanishing because the violence. Lord, the nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. Cause Lord, I'm tired of the bloodshed, it rising in numbers. Amen. I'm tired see the youth choose the path of plunder. Amen. Can't walk the street in peace is a problem. Amen. Father, intervene, please save your children. Amen. I pray for them gangs, them surrender your soul. You're not fully done, but you're fully in control. To change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave we. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people could thrive and provide for the family. Amen. I really fed up on the racism, hate the division. Amen. We all have history here, don't matter your religion. Stop mislead your flock. Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I pray in your strength and we in solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave me. So all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. With you we walking through the fire. Amen. To make it we must stand together. Amen. To build safer communities. Amen. Enjoy the life that you give we. Amen. You are a feeling to behold. Amen. Guide all straying souls. Amen. Who God bless, no man curse. Speak it in the universe, I say, Lord bless protection around way. Amen. So the devil can't touch we. Amen. Remove evil mind and jealousy. Amen. Keep we away from them jumping. Oh Lord, Lord, I feel a joy in my soul. Amen. Cause you always in control. Amen. The only way that I know. Amen. Make a joyful noise and sing with me. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing.